Kellie-Jay Keen who's a women's rights campaigner, reacting to this incredible story that's saying that the probation staff have been told not to use the phrase chemical castration in conversations with paedophiles and sex offenders in case it upsets them. Kellie-Jay, does this shock you? Kellie-Jay, sorry, does this shock you, or does this want to make you bang your head against the proverbial brick wall?
Well, it's a bit weird, isn't it, that actually doing the eunuch making is worse than actually talking about chemical castration. It does seem to fit with the whole sort of ideology of you can do things, but you mustn't talk about them, even when it comes to castrating paedophiles.
Well, it just blew my mind, the idea that somehow we need to be worrying about upsetting paedophiles, people who are a danger to children, and people who, quite frankly, I would never allow on the streets, because I don't think there is a cure for paedophilia. I think that at the end of the day, the best thing we can do is keep you behind bars. And I like the fact that we've got a Labour Justice Minister saying that they're looking and exploring whether they're making this an actual mandating process, similar to what Poland, Kazakhstan and some US states do. Do you think it should be mandated that paedophiles have to chemically castrate?
No, I think there's very shoddy evidence to support that it actually stops them offending. So I don't know how much from a human rights point of view, I don't think I'm really concerned about their human rights. I personally had the police at my door for, and I quote, being untoward about paedophiles. So I'm already aware that there's some sensitivity around this incredibly vulnerable part of the population.
Is it? Can we explore that a bit more? What was it that you had allegedly said or done in order to have the police, God forbid, knock on your door? Someone who is an innocent, citizen, just giving an opinion, God forbid.
Well, I think what I'd done is on one of my many YouTube videos, is I'd said that any man that wanted to go into a space where there were little girls was a predator and probably a paedophile. And I said that I felt that any man that wants to go into spaces where there are children and where he shouldn't be is not a very nice man. And so they'd come to talk to me about that. But I think the officer had got his wires a little bit crossed and said, you were untoward about paedophiles. And I quite rightly said, I think, look, if you are going to be untoward about anyone, I think you can be quite rightly untoward about paedophiles. And he was like, I'm not here to argue. So
I literally have said to lots of friends, if this Labour government is looking for a way to get people back on board with them, saying that they're going to chemically castrate paedophiles is definitely going to be a vote winner. Albeit, like you say, let's look at the evidence of what the actual, the medicine does. But if they want to get some credibility and talk about being tough on law and order, that's certainly a way to go forward. What's your personal view on this? I mean, like you said, you're kind of sceptical about the evidence around the chemical castration. Can a paedophile be rehabilitated?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But I don't believe anybody in a position of power in our government who isn't sort of mandating for some really harsh, serious sentences for men in possession of childhood sexual assault footage, videos, and images. That they might euphemistically call pornography. So I think unless we start properly locking up these men that, you don't possess images of child sexual assault unless you are a paedophile. And I think that may be a first step into offending. So if we're not treating that really, really harshly and very, very seriously, some of those men receiving not even 1/10 of the sentence that Lucy Connolly received, then I think anything else they say is just lip service.
Well, Kellie-Jay Keen, women's rights campaigner, thank you so much for joining us on this.